321. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. We're going deep today. Boy, we got some great epistemological issues to talk about. And if you don't like epistemological issues, tough. So let's dig right in as usual. I think this is going to be one of the best ever. Okay, so send me some hearts. Okay, first, I thought it was really interesting. Facebook tries to justify running false political ads. So one candidate ran some ads that made some inferences that may be a bit of a stretch. I'll say that. So another candidate wrote an ad that was a reply, but was blatantly false, and ran it on Facebook because they just had to buy an ad, and other news sources picked it up. And like 1,000 times, Trump was making false claims about Trump was making accusations or something. You know, it was strung together to look real. And of course, there's plenty of that in political ads. 2016 was full of it on both sides. But, woohoo! And then Elizabeth Warren replied with another ad that she knew was false. Warren's camp admitted the false claim was merely a means of poking holes in Facebook's political ad policies. Unfortunately, her supporters didn't necessarily know that. Which brings us to the epistemological problem and why free speech is the cornerstone of all our responsibilities as free citizens. We don't know the truth. What is truth? Pilate said to Jesus. Right. And that is the truth. That we don't know the truth. And you can't get around it. The only defense we have is to throw stuff out there. Guess what? It's going to offend you. You might be offended right now. I throw out ideas that may make you think, but may make you offended. And that is that you don't know the truth. And Facebook doesn't know the truth, and that's why we need other voices, right? Scott Adams yesterday was talking about the hypnosis of America, where people watch the same news sources or a variety of news sources saying the same thing and really believe it. You know, as we heard, I won't get into all the examples, but there's dozens of examples. And Nancy Pelosi was defending something that Adam Schiff said, and Adam Schiff admitted it was I don't know. He said he was joking or he was characterizing some manuscript, transcript, but he changed it. Nancy Pelosi defended it right down to as much as she could possibly do it on air. So we are getting into this world where unless we have alternative sources, we're done. We're toast. And if we all allow our mass media to filter everything we see, which they are, we know that. I'm filtering, right? I saw some incredible news stories that I'm not showing today. We all filter, okay? But luckily, you don't depend on me for news. Okay, so let's go on. This one was maybe the scariest. This might have been the scariest thing I've read in years. Very, very, very. A University of North Carolina associate professor was doing research on the Trump speeches and watched Trump speeches repeatedly to get the exact wording and to see if the wording was exact across multiple speeches back in 2016. And she noticed that then YouTube would serve her up increasingly edgy videos. So if she watched a bunch of Trump videos, YouTube would start sending her white supremacist videos and Holocaust denier videos. And she wondered if that was sort of part of the algorithm. Was it a bug? What was it? And it turns out that YouTube has exploited probably unknowingly, who knows. Zuckerberg mentioned this a little bit in his discussion of the Facebook algorithm, so it's not unknown, but it is vastly interesting. There's a natural human tendency to engage with edgier ideas, especially when they're just fed to you and they just keep coming. So, regardless of content, she found if she watched Hillary speeches, she would get increasingly more left-wing ideas portrayed. They would increase in intensity, in polarity. But then she said, well, this might be interesting. What if I watch something on, let's say, now here's the thing about Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders. It would inevitably recommend extreme left-wing content. Okay? I'm not arguing that Trump is a Holocaust denier or that Hillary is an extreme left-wing, whatever that is called. I'm saying that YouTube will move you in a direction. And watch this. So I watched a video about being vegetarian. And YouTube was like, how about a video being vegan? If you think vegetarian is great, go vegan. And I've been on this keto diet, and all of a sudden, they're recommending the carnivore diet where you only eat meat. And it's got my wife crazy. Anyway, you watch a video about jogging, and it'll ask you if you want to see content about an ultra marathon. It doesn't matter what you're interested in. I watch sailing videos. It recommends crisis at sea, dramatic sea rescue. How I sunk my boat and was marooned for 20 years, or who knows what crazy. And most of it's clickbait anyway. But if you don't have a powerful mind, like some of us, she says whatever she watched, YouTube would push her toward more extreme flavors of the content in the subject area of her choice. She thinks it's not a feature, but it's a bug, a consequence of allowing an algorithm to optimize around user engagement. But what would happen if an ad at the front of a video, let's say a hypnosis ad, would hypnotize the viewer and say, you're going to keep watching YouTube no matter what it recommends? Wouldn't that be a great idea? An ad for YouTube that hypnotizes the viewer. Just soft relaxation. It's going to feel great to watch YouTube no matter what it recommends. It would increase engagement in a certain population of a certain segment of the population. Imagine this is true. So all of a sudden you're minding your own business and you want to do a sailing video, and this ad pops up. And, maybe it only lasts for 5 minutes the first or 20 minutes the first day, but every day it increases your YouTube viewing. And the algorithm figures out that it can manage you. It can move you along. And maybe the ads get more and more hypnotic as they go. This is a great idea. All of a sudden you're just watching a little YouTube video and you're addicted to YouTube. And some of you already know this is probably true in your case. Facebook said the same thing. That content that pushes the boundaries is more engaging. Okay? This is amazing. So imagine you're a devout Hindu and you want to watch or Muslim, and all of a sudden it's, moving you in that direction. Or you're thinking, there's feminism, but what about boys? And all of a sudden, people blame Trump, but these algorithms are pushing people into space. And these algorithms, not ours, but some, are black boxes because we don't understand how they come to their insights. We don't understand that they may be triggering a vulnerability. We can't just see how they work. And sometimes they work extremely well. Oh my gosh. And you might not even know. It might be a vulnerability to YouTube engineers who are taught to listen to whatever the computer recommends. I'm John Miglash. Go free speech. Go print. Like and share. Your friends will think you're smart. Have a great day. Bye.